Furman's dining facilities closed too early? Let's hear what the rest of the student body has to think.
Coming up, we talk about voter engagement by Furman students.
Later in the show, I'll introduce you to an ROTC cadet who's flying high.
An exciting change for the women's lacrosse program. More on that later in sports.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Nightly News. I'm your host, Ryan Lamb. The Furman family and the surrounding areas gathered in the chapel on Friday to celebrate Joseph Vaughn Day, the first black student enrolled at Furman. Our very own Jada Walker has the story.
Despite the event being moved inside due to weather, 59 years later, the legacy of the first black student carries on.
Because having the Joseph Vaughn Scholarship is such a prestigious award and it's such an honor.
Lexi Rojas is one of the 5 recievers of the Joseph Vaughn Award in the class of 2024. She tells me having the scholarship has opened so many doors for her at Furman.
I've been able to pursue opportunities at Furman here that I didn't think I was going to be able to. Just a lot of opportunities here at Furman that I've been able to unlock and been able to do because being a recipient of the scholarship, badge of honor that I will never let go of.
But the most impactful thing for Rojas was studying abroad.
Able to go on a May experience to Portugal because of the scholarship.
Joseph Vaughn made a big impact on this campus, being the first one to walk on these steps. This plaza right here is a remembrance that anyone can make a big impact on this campus.
On this Joseph Vaughn Day, the scholarship is not the only thing we celebrate. Idella Glenn, Furman alumni, who also worked at Furman, now has an award named after her in her honor. The award will go to an outstanding black alumni each year. This year's recipient is Erica Ramsey.
Not only is it telling you you're enough to come to this school, but you can make a big impact just like Joseph Vaughn did.
As a proud Joseph Vaughn recipient myself, it is a pleasure to see black alumni being recognized in his name. Reporting for Nightly News, Jada Walker.
You can learn more about Joseph Vaughn's impact by visiting furman.edu. Written on the Joseph Vaughn Plaza is the quote, "Make sure you are part of Furman's greatness." Our next story is about a student who is doing just that. Blythe Novak has the story.
We juggle a lot as college students at an academically rigorous university, but one student can truly manage it all.
Hi, my name is Dennison Jones. I'm here in the Army Paladin Battalion, ROTC. I also play on the men's soccer team, and I study business administration. I am able to have some really awesome leadership in soccer, ROTC, and school. Whenever I needed to miss a morning PT session, or I needed to come in a little bit late to lab on Wednesdays, they'd allow that since they know that I wasn't just wasting my time, but I was giving my time to something else that was also developing me into the future leader that they need me to be. I have so many tasks to fit in such a small amount of time that I have to be very effective with my time. I plan it out to the T, and every single day I feel like I'm doing stuff from 5 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night.
Managing all of these obligations is no easy feat, but Dennison does it all with a smile.
I would not change this experience for the world.
The ROTC program can be intimidating, but it also instills great values and characteristics in those who join.
The ROTC program here has given me a reason to be disciplined with my schedule every single day. I'm required to have early mornings and be very attentive to my time and my schedule every single day.
After graduation, Dennison plans to join the Army as a pilot. I'm Blythe Novak reporting for the Nightly News. Back.
With all of these accomplishments and a high GPA, we can't wait to see what his future holds. Thanks, Blythe. Dennison truly is a jack of all trades. Last week, we brought you the story about how scooters were damaged over winter break. We asked Housing and Residence Life to respond to a few questions regarding the treatment of those scooters. They got back to us this week. Here was their response.
Housing and Residence Life staff removed all 42 electronic personal vehicles, or scooters, found during winter break closing procedures. Students had previously been notified by the Chief of Furman Police, the Dean of Students, and the Student Handbook that EPVs are not permitted inside any campus building, including residence halls and apartments as mentioned in the EPV policy. The scooters were stored outdoors with facility services and covered with a tarp to protect them from weather during winter break, as they are not permitted inside campus buildings. It was determined upon consultation with risk management and legal counsel that the university is not at fault for any damage that may have occurred. Students who have a scooter on campus should keep in mind that they must be kept outdoors at all times, preferably at a bike rack. If safety or damage during breaks is a concern, students should make plans to manage the scooter accordingly.
Furman students get hungry all hours of the day, yet Furman's dining hall closes at 8:30 p.m. and the Pete Inn food court closes at 8 p.m. every evening. Here's Cole Moorhead with his story.
Recently, students who were hungry after these hours would just have to wait until the next day, but Bread and Bowl just recently expanded their hours from 8 p.m. to midnight on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. But some students don't think that's enough.
So I enjoy going to Bread and Bowl for sure, but I think that there could definitely be some healthier options because it's mostly pizza, fast food type of things. I think that maybe if they extended their sandwiches that they have during lunch hours, that would be a great addition to the Furman dining.
A Furman favorite is the Cookout drive-thru on Poinsett Highway and State Park Road. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there are no on-campus options open late, and students must go off-campus to satisfy their late-night cravings.
So not having a car just doesn't give me the same accessibility, especially for eating out. I have to usually pre-prepare, go out to Walmart when my friends are able to also go who have cars, grab snacks there, grab maybe mini meals, that kind of thing, so that I have that in the room in case one night I'm feeling extra hungry and there's just nothing available on campus.
Hopefully in the future, Furman students who are hungry at all hours of the night will have options on campus to keep them fed. Reporting for the Nightly News, this is Cole Moorhead.
Thank you, Cole. We reached out to Bon Appetit, but as of this broadcast time, they have not responded. You may have noticed a change in the library's security in the effort to increase safety around campus. The library will be closed to the public at 7 p.m. every day from now on. Students and faculty will still have access. You will just need to use your Furman ID cards. Otherwise, hours remain the same. So remember, students, if you're going to do work after dinner, bring your ID cards. For all my coffee lovers, there is a new coffee shop in town. Lexia Giannopoulos visited them to see what the stir was all about. Take it away, Lexia.
Day Drinkers is a dream come true. It's something that I've been wanting to do my whole life, and for it to be real is insane.
Best friends turned co-owners Katie and Nikki believe that there is power in creating community over what's in your cup.
This space really is for everybody, and we want to meet you, we want to know you, we want to know what you're passionate about, and we want you to make friends here. I think the most beautiful thing about this place is when I see people sit at a table together and leave as friends and connect on social media. That's like what we imagine this to be.
As they bring together the community, they're also bringing together creatives to fuel their retail with thrifted items, Day Drinkers mugs, and locally roasted beans to bring the experience home with you. Coffee bean roaster Zach McCutcheon of Profit Coffee is one of the local providers.
When they started doing their own coffee stuff and started planning this shop, I had just gotten my own roastery up and going, and they gave me a shot, and we've had a blast working together. So, yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
Next time you're looking for a study spot, Day Drinkers might find its way to that list. I'm Lexi Giannopoulos for Nightly News. Back to you, Ryan.
You can visit Day Drinkers Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Last week, Jada mentioned that the South Carolina presidential primaries are coming up very soon. Esme Fernandez decided to investigate what Furman students are thinking about the elections.
In preparation for the primaries, I wanted to go around campus and see what students were thinking and feeling about the upcoming primary elections. What I found is that some students don't know when the primaries are or who they'll be voting for.
I do not know when my state's primary is, but I think it's coming up.
I do not know when my state's primary is.
I do not know who I will be voting for this year. I have not decided yet.
Now, no, I don't. Don't know who I'm voting for.
I do not know who I'll be voting for just yet.
So, what can we do about this? I talked to senior politics major Sam Beeson about a few ideas on what Furman could do to increase student voter engagement.
I think that one way to really get students politically engaged would be to
educate them about when their primaries are, because obviously here at Furman we have students that are coming from lots of different places, and it's really easy to miss it if you're not like getting those ads in your local area or something like that. So honestly, I think taking it upon maybe like pathways teachers at Furman as first year people, because you have those 18-year-olds that can vote, and teaching them, you know, like, oh, like here's a small group of people, I have a list of where they're all from, and like just letting them know when their primaries are so that they know to vote.
There are 3 ways that you can vote in the South Carolinian primaries: early voting, absentee voting, and in-person day of voting. The Democratic primary is this Saturday, February 3rd. The Republican primary is Saturday, February 23rd. If you're not a resident of South Carolina, your primary elections are probably on different days than what we mentioned. So what you can do is go online and search when your primaries are and figure out how to best get either your absentee ballot or what day you can go in person and vote. Reporting for Nightly News, I'm Esme Fern.
Thanks, Esme. For registered voters in South Carolina, visit sc.gov to find your polling location and more information about each party's primary. Are you interested in sustainability? Then the SHI Institute may have a great opportunity for you. Spend your summer as a student fellow with the SHI Institute. They are now accepting applications for student sustainability fellowships for this summer. All current Furman students are eligible to apply, no matter your year or major. The fellowship runs June 3rd through August 9th, and students will receive a $3,600 stipend. The deadline to apply is February 12th. Next Thursday, February 8th at 5 p.m., Dr. Lindsay Morse will give a presentation on an interdisciplinary approach to puzzle solving and development. Morse is a co-founder and chief creator officer of Puzzle Break and Escape Rooms in Seattle. Wow, I'll definitely have to puzzle out my schedule in order to make that CLP. Now let's see how the Dens are doing on the courts. Micah has your sports.
We begin our sports coverage tonight with golfer Anna Morgan. She's headed back to Augusta for a 3rd time. This 5th-year senior has teed up numerous accolades going all the way back to her first year here at Furman, when she was named SoCon Freshman of the Year. More recently, she was voted Female Athlete of the Year in the 2022 and 2023 seasons, and now she's headed back to Augusta.
I'm super excited to be going back to Augusta for the 3rd year. I guess the tournament's only been going on for about 5 years now, so just to have the opportunity to go back is really exciting, and then just to be able to play at Augusta National at a course with so much history is super cool. And then, I mean, just like I said, just having the opportunity is exciting in itself. Being one of 72 amateurs around the world, I'm just really grateful for that opportunity.
We're obviously very excited for Anna to get invited back for her 3rd year and can't wait to support her this year. It's great.
And on top of that, Morgan is also in the SoCon Academic Honor Roll. She heads to Augusta on April 3rd and 4th. We will be cheering her on from here. This past weekend, Furman Athletics dominated on the courts. Both the men's and women's tennis, as well as women's basketball, all came away with a hard-fought victory. Men's tennis wrapped up its doubleheader this past Friday, posting wins against both North Greenville and Bellarmine Knights. Furman opened their day with a 5-2 victory against Bellarmine, followed by a 4-0 sweep of North Greenville. Sophomore Thomas Kennedy and junior Eliza Poritsky had the match of the day, squeezing out a 6-4 victory in their doubles match. Women's tennis beat UNC Asheville this past weekend, winning 5-2 in their home opener. Junior Jess Dawson and freshman Maeve Thornton paved the way, doubles with a strong volley leading to a 6-2 win to open the match. Junior Sarah Snyder continued Furman's dominant performance, winning both of her single sets 6-1. Women's basketball squeezed out a victory against conference opponent Mercer in a game that came down to the wire. Senior Sydney James came up huge, scoring 8 of her 12 points in the final 3 minutes of the game. Redshirt sophomore Nevaeh Henley led the team, scoring with 14 points. The Paladins shot 39% from the field and 6 of 12 from 3. This victory marked the end of a 3-game losing streak as Furman settles into conference play. Saturday night, men's basketball lost to Wofford in Spartanburg 77-67. The Terriers dominated the paint, outscoring the Paladins 46-14 and out-rebounding them 47-34. Speaking of rebounds, last night men's basketball was able to rebound against the Citadel. The Dens were down by as many as 18 in the first half. But a big comeback and several vital missed free throws by the Citadel left Furman one last chance to send it to overtime. The Dens handled business in overtime and ended up winning 82-79. After setting a new school record last week, the Furman track team raced at Clemson's Bob Pollock Invitational. Joanna Lunsford has the story.
The Dens do it again. It's safe to say the ladies really took the show at this meet. Let's take a look at their stats.
To start off, junior Lily Feingold took gold in the women's 5,000 meter with a time of 17 minutes and 22 seconds. Next, fifth-year Nicole Matushik came in 7th in the women's mile with a time of 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
This was my first time running a 5K on an indoor track, and it's 25 laps, which is kind of a lot, and so I was just trying to finish it out and, be present the whole time, because I think it's kind of easy when you're doing 25 laps to kind of zone out and then, fall off the pace a little bit, and so I was just trying to stay with it.
Next, fifth-year Abigail Robertson came in 2nd in the mile with a time of 4 minutes and 46 seconds.
It's kind of crazy to me, looking back. In high school, that was always a huge goal of mine, is to break the 5-minute barrier, and I did it for the first time my sophomore year here at Furman, and since then, I almost don't even see it as like it's just something that I'm aiming for each time I go out there and race.
This weekend, the Dens get a break before heading to Boston next weekend for the David Hemery Invitational on February 9th and 10th. I'm Joanna Lunsford reporting for the Nightly News. Back to you, Micah.
Thanks, Joanna. What a great run for these Dens. The teams are coached by Rita and Robert Gary. Speaking of coaches, the women's lacrosse team is under new leadership this season. Ella Harrison has that story.
Thanks, Micah. Coach Lauren Farber graduated from Furman just 2 years ago. As a former lacrosse player, she takes this season personally.
I'm pumped to, continue the legacy, continue the Furman culture, what I grew up playing in, what I played in as an athlete, and now kind of what I get to build on as their coach. So I'm super excited.
As a captain her senior year, Farber inspired younger teammates like Caroline Swain.
She looked after me, made sure, if we're about to leave for a bus trip, is your wingman here? She just always kept me upbeat.
Her senior year, Farber landed an internship in the weight room with Andre and Caitlin Bernardi, the head strength coaches for Furman Athletics. Farber says that the Bernardis are a big reason why she came back to Furman as strength coach and then as head coach. She bought into their system.
Our team values are truth and transparency, so you got to be able to tell the truth, you got to take the truth, and you got to live the truth. Represent Furman, your family, the school.
Coach Farber says that the transition has been easy because one important part of it already exists: relationships.
Being able to care for your athletes, show up for them, have their backs, and still push them and hold them accountable. So I kind of already had that as a player, and now it's just transitioning into a coach.
Swain says that Farber's fire is what sets her apart. Her energy is contagious.
I know me personally, I love who I am. When Coach Farber's around, she makes me a better athlete, but also a better person.
Even though it's her first year as head coach, Swain says it's Coach Farber's age that will keep the entire team in the sweet spot, catching wins in the conference.
I think just being young and freshly understanding how we feel in a preseason, how it feels to play a really hard competitor one day and have a day off, then turn around and do it again. I think just having that relatability is going to be really nice, but I think there's strategy. I think that's going to surprise some people.
The goal for this season? Win a conference tournament championship for the first time in program history.
I'm just so willing to step up, and I'm too competitive to want to come in and just get through the season. I'm trying to develop this team, create a great championship culture, and, get a ring at the end of the season. Because I never got a postseason ring.
The women's lacrosse team kicks off their season on February 14th against Clemson here in Paladin Stadium. I'm Ella Harrison reporting for Nightly News. Back to you, Micah.
Thanks, Ella. Let's look ahead now to the events you can attend this upcoming week. The Dens return to action this weekend, starting with the women's basketball road trip to the state of Tennessee. They'll take on ETSU in Johnson City on Thursday and Chattanooga on Saturday. Men's tennis heads to New York for the matches against DePaul on Friday and Army on Saturday morning. Women's tennis will be in West Virginia this weekend to take on Louisville on Saturday and the Marshall Thundering Herd on Sunday. Men's basketball returns to Timmons Arena to host UNC Greensboro on Sunday at 2 p.m. on ESPNU. Spartans guard Kobe Langley has led the SoCon in assists and steals, putting UNCG in second place in the conference. Langley should have a tough afternoon against our very own JP Pegues, who is second in the conference in scoring and fourth in assists. If you love softball and hanging out with your friends, this is the event for you. On Saturday, February 3rd, at 1 p.m., there will be a home run derby at Pepsi Stadium. This free event hosted by the Furman softball team is the ultimate test of your strength. For more information, go to FurmanPaladins.com.
The Super Bowl's coming up. The Super Bowl's coming up, and I still can't figure out what I'm more excited for, the ads or the football.
Well, you know what? I think Patrick Mahomes will do it again, and hopefully we see a proposal. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right?
That would be quite a memorable experience.
This is Micah Robinson.
And I'm Ryan Lamb. Thanks for watching Nightly News.